Hawks fans, it's finally happening. Trae Young has been traded away from the Atlanta Hawks to the Washington Wizards for Corey Krispitz and CJ McCollum. Now, more is to come, and we will continue to keep you updated. But for right now, myself and Chris Tipmore, we are here to give you our natural reactions to the breaking news that has just happened. Trae Young is no longer an Atlanta Hawk, and so much has happened just in these last few weeks. We knew this was coming, but man,
Right.
oh man. Chris, how are you, sir?
Hey man, every day is still a great day, but I mean, as a Hawks fan, I think you have to be having the open mind to see where this is going to go because initially it's tough. It's a tough trade to swallow. It's honestly, I mean, I'm gonna get into it, but you guys take off your shoes and leave on your socks. Major report. I'm talking about one of the biggest reports we got right now. It's
Especially,
a
yeah,
trade
yeah.
deadline.
It's this is pretty big, Doc. This is pretty
Pretty huge.
big. But hold that thought. Now, before we get into the news and information today, this video is brought to you by Kalshi. Now, when you download Kalshi using the link below and you enter the code DIGESTNBA, you'll get $20 when you trade your first 100. All right, now Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States. On their platform, you can trade yes or no on real life events, anywhere from sports to elections, news and music, pretty much any and everything that you can think about. And if you're in California, if you're in Texas, if you're in New York, or even Georgia, all right, anywhere else across the country, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. All right. Now, for most of us sports fans here in Atlanta, you can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, player performance, all on a regulated market where you can cash out any time. Now, of course, just given most of these different charts, of course, AD has been in the news with the Atlanta Hawks, and he's more than likely headed here, according to Kalshi. And again, Trae Young is more than likely going to be headed to the Washington Wizards, according to Kalshi. So this is the time to definitely get in where you fit in. It's genuinely a smarter way where you can use your sports news and knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. All right, just download Kalshi with the link in the description and use Digest NBA. You'll get $20 when you trade your first $100. And thank you to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. Now, if you guys have not gotten your Kalshi accounts or Kalshi, I want to make sure I'm saying it correctly. If you haven't gotten your Kalshi accounts, I'm telling you right now, guys, this would have been a perfect opportunity to have cashed in on some major ducats, because of course I told you earlier today that the chances of Trae Young being traded specifically to the Washington Wizards was quite high, and of course this has definitely happened. First reaction, wow. Wow. I did not think that Trae would have even wanted to go to Washington, but as I've been doing my research and reading up, I think Trae definitely I think Trae is going to be quite fine and actually quite comfortable going to Washington.
We'll see. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I don't believe that he wanted to go to Washington. I think it was one of those things to where they were maybe like the hottest suitors. And like I said in one of my previous videos, remember Travis Schlenk is up there, the guy
Yes,
that
he
drafted
is.
Trae Young. So that is a perspective thing as well. You got Trae Young going to pair him with Alex Sarr, something that you thought you was going to see in Atlanta, but I know optics and everything kind of like stopped that from happening. But regardless, you will see it with those two guys, Trae, of course, and Alex Sarr. But what the Hawks are getting back in return, you have another expiring contract, and you also have a guy that's under contract in Krispitz. He's going to be under contract in about 2030. Now, 2029 is a club option, but also, I'm thinking with him being an addition and being under contract that long, I can definitely see Luke Kennard being on the move. And of course, this trade adds some added flexibility for the Atlanta Hawks to pursue larger contracts or just go into the summer with just a lot of cap space and wanting to stay under that apron. We know that the owner wants to stay under that apron. And this has really become like a salary dump, man. This is John Collins 2.0. Salary dumping, staying under the apron, which is something that, Hawks fans really shouldn't be surprised about. We've been staying under the apron for the longest now. So that's just how things are going to operate. But the rumors and everything about what the Hawks are going to do next, it's like I don't necessarily agree with it, but I still felt like the Hawks were being a little too hasty because they never saw exactly what the Hawks could have been with Trae Young outside of the narrative of the 2-8. I understand that, but there was no continuity, and you was in the middle of a streak, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not going to make excuses for it. At the end of the day, it is what it is. The move has been made. Trae is on the way to Washington. He was on the sideline when the trade happened, and then he started dapping guys up and saying his goodbyes because it's time to go get your stuff and, hop on the plane. You gotta head to Washington. And, again, CJ McCollum, I showed guys, his stats and everything as far as him being someone who has, good shooting percentages, 39% from three and shooting about 44% from the field. But again, if we were talking about like a defensive thing, then that's not, the guy that you trade for, honestly. And he's about 34, I believe now. So you have him, Chris Spitz, again, you're going to have a shooter, but you have a shooter under contract. So again, that's why I say I feel like Luke Kennard may be on the move. A guy who's an expiring contract himself. Kristaps Porzingis, expiring contract. But the whole thing with the Anthony Davis, that stuff is going to start, heating up again. Because that's a large contract, very large in itself. Because 54.1 million this year, and then he still has another 121 million still left on the contract. So turning 33 in March, we'll see what happens with that. Regardless, though, I would like to say this: Trae Young, thank you. You did the best that you could. At your size, at your stature, you provided the Atlanta Hawks with a lot of great moments. In your tender as the Atlanta Hawks, starting point guard. It didn't work out. And hopefully, things will work out for you in Washington. But for the Atlanta Hawks, the Jalen Johnson era has begun. And we're going to see just how far, since Jalen Johnson, with this now being his team, along with, Nickeil Alexander-Walkers and the Onyeka Okongwus and even the Zaccharie Risachers, we're going to see exactly what these Hawks team can put together. But with Trae Young gone now, Walter, this is my personal opinion. I don't know how you feel. I don't know how Hawks fans feel. I'm looking at Quin Snyder, and I just feel like he's more on the hot seat now.
Yeah, I don't feel as bad. Honestly, I don't. Something needed to happen. In all honesty, we were looking dead through the barrel of another mediocre season, another 10th seed entrance. In all honesty, I saw something like this happening, and we've talked about it even down to the fact of the injury, you know what I mean, earlier this season. We knew that once the injury took place, that was almost the beginning of the end. And that's unfortunate. You dig what I'm saying? I totally understand that is an unfortunate occurrence when it comes to Trae Young. Yes, he did the best that he could, but at the same rate, and I was talking to someone about this earlier, I believe that both parties have equal amount of, I don't want to say blame, but responsibility in this situation.
Accountability is everything, for sure.
Yes, Trae Young has definitely required, and I'm going to be specific when I say required, a decent amount of attention when on this team. Since he's been on this team, he's had over 3 different general managers. He's had 3 different coaches. I'm not getting into necessarily faults of anybody's, because again, I think all of it definitely does have a lot of nuance to it. You know what I'm saying? I understand that there's a lot of nuance to a lot of these different things because, again, we saw the flashes of greatness. We saw, like you said, different moments. Again, he took the Atlanta Hawks to an Eastern Conference Finals with, I don't want to say a bunch of nobodies, but, again, these guys, once away from the Atlanta Hawks, they hadn't necessarily had the same type of effect on the NBA since then. So, of course, we understand that. But I think it's this was the best thing to happen for both parties. I wanted more. I definitely wanted for this to have flourished into something. It's almost like a relationship you really, really want. Like this chick is fine. Ooh, I want to be with her, but it just her feet just won't stop stinking. Like, and I'm just being facetious. It's just certain things you just can't get past. And unfortunately, the Hawks and Trae Young have made so many accommodations for each other. They've made accommodations for each other. Definitely with the hiring and firing of different coaches. You know, Trae Young sticking around because he could have left when he wanted to. He could have left a lot earlier, but he stuck around for 7 seasons. And I think this is just the best option for both parties.
Yeah, okay, I can definitely see that perspective. I definitely also feel like they did not maximize on having Trae Young too. Even after that 2021 season, I wasn't even in podcasting. I was still in school and everything. But I thought then, now it's not the time to say pat. Now it's the time to improve the roster. They did not do that.
They did not. And I think they, and when I say they, of course, I'm speaking of the Atlanta Hawks organization. I do believe that they had never had a player to such a magnitude since Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah,
and Dominique Wilkins' times was a totally different era. That was a total different time. And so nowadays, like you say, you bolstered that roster, and they didn't do that. They just felt the need to
paid guys and stayed pat.
Right,
and
they stuck with who they said, and let's run it back. And all the while, the entire Eastern Conference was getting stronger and getting better. And that was the issue that the Hawks organization definitely had. I know Trae Young.
You gotta put players around your stars, man.
Right. And again, like I say, I disperse responsibility to everybody. I think again, Trae Young definitely had a presence on the social media tip. He definitely had a presence when it came to gaining certain attention, negative or positive. And I do feel as though a lot of the negative connotations that Trae Young brought into his orbit was that of his own doing at times. So again, there's a lot of, and I can already hear a lot of the people in the comments saying, "Oh, you're flip flopping." No, I'm not flip flopping at all. I wanted this thing to work, but once you peel that Band-Aid off, you can see all the nasty little things. You dig what I'm saying? That lays beneath. That lays underneath. So of course, yeah, it is what it is. You feel me? It is. And
hey man, again, like I said, the Jalen Johnson era has begun
for sure.
So we're gonna see exactly what happens moving forward with that. And it's still an exciting time. It's somber, but at the same time, it's still an exciting time to be an Atlanta Hawk fan.
Okay,
all the rest of the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, okay, great. He's back. Okay, I thought you went out for a second, but yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah, no, you're back for sure. Yeah, Jalen Johnson, his time is now. I think he's a formidable star. He's a rising star, and again, I do believe that he can definitely take this team. I don't want to say to the next level, but I definitely think with the right acquisitions, he can definitely flourish and definitely help this team in a major way. But the Hawks played today. Say it again.
Yeah, let me ask you this: who won the trade?
That's still to be seen.
Still to be seen.
Still to be seen. I'm getting a lot of I don't want to say conflicting reports, but Kendrick Perkins said that this suits both teams. I think who is it? Dadgummit, the coach for he played for the Hawks. Doc Rivers. Austin Rivers had said that Austin Rivers, Doc Rivers' son. That's how I said. Yeah, I had to play that in my head. But anyway, Austin Rivers went so far as to say that Trae Young is going to take Washington to the next level. You know, that they have a young core. And of course, he also has the backing of the organization, mainly because Travis Schlenk is there, mainly because there's a lot of people that he has strong relationships with there. So, I mean, one could argue that Washington won the trade, but it's still left to be seen.
Yeah, I agree with that. Still remains to be seen, but the initial, when you look at it, I don't think either team really actually won the trade. Just you mean okay, you get Trae Young, yes. I mean Trae can definitely get his money from Washington. Most likely is going to get it, but like you said, that young core that they had is still they're still blossoming, and they're going to see you still have to see what they're going to be like. But for the Atlanta Hawks, you have more so of playoff aspirations, and you make this now. You're the 10th seed, so now you're expecting to hopefully get better. Now I still expect more moves to be coming. They have to be coming. The Hawks can't sit on this because they're not better this way with just CJ and Crispus. Respectfully, they're just not.
Right.
So
It's more of a linear. So would you say it's more of a linear move? And I see now I'm getting text. My phone is ringing off the hook. A lot of people who follow
man, I
this,
had to turn mine off.
yeah, a lot of people who follow this channel have definitely been hitting me up. My uncle just said done deal with Trae, but yes,
Right.
So we can both agree that this was more so a linear move between the Atlanta Hawks and the Washington Wizards.
Yeah. I mean, for the Wizards, I think they're done for the most part. They got their point guard. I know that for a fact. So with that being said, that's definitely going to help the team out. But for the Atlanta Hawks, I feel like it just builds more questions because, of course, like now you're going to have still the whole thing with multiple ball handlers. Dyson, I'm expecting to be the starting point guard now. That's what a lot of people wanted. So we're going to see what's going on with that moving forward. But I know the Atlanta Hawks, they have to pivot. I know the piece that they're been pivoting for. And again, it's like, okay, that's the route that you want to go. It just has to work. That's all I'm
It got to work.
Gotta work.
And before we leave, because I don't want to leave without doing this, we definitely went over.
Gotta talk about the
The
guys.
Hawks did have a game today. Okay, and shouts out just off the rip. Shouts out to Zaccharie Risacher because
Yes, sir.
he has been itching.
He got
for
some minutes.
and some points. Shouts out to Zaccharie Risacher, 25 points on the night. What was it? 30 off of 34 minutes.
Yeah, 34 minutes. That's why I said he got some minutes, man. That's what you got to do for your young guys, man. Help build that confidence. In the last couple of games, Zach has been trying to play, but
I mean,
Zach
he was on it. I mean, 8 for 13 from the field, 7 for 9 from the 3-point line, 2 for 4 from. He need to fix that free throw percentage, but that's besides the point.
That's always been there.
8 rebounds. I mean, he was almost close to a double-double. So I mean, not Trae Young, but gosh, that's gonna be hard to. That's Lee. You
gotta get it. You better get it out your system now, man.
That's almost like it's like a breakup. It's like, yeah, Tanya used to do, yeah, Tanya. But anyway, yes, Zaccharie Risacher had a major night. Good job from Zaccharie Risacher. Jalen Johnson, 19 points.
Right.
He was 0 for 5 from the 3-point line, but still, nonetheless, we did see some guys get some extra minutes. Mo Gay had 31 minutes, which is so uncharacteristic, but Mo Gay did have a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Chris, you got any highlights or anybody that you want to highlight from
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Kristaps Porzingis, still playing, trying to still get that win together. And play at a consistent rate, 22 minutes, but still gave you 13 points. I feel like Kristaps we're gonna see. I don't know how long you're staying, but we're gonna see what happens with him moving forward. But Luke Kennard, a guy that I was mentioning his name in trade rumors, and most likely I still believe he probably is up out of here.
I believe you there.
But Luke Kennard with 5 games in a row with double digits, saying being efficient mostly. If I'm not mistaken, he made just about all his field goals tonight. He was 5 for 5.
5 for 6.
5 for 6.
So
again, still efficient. I'll take it. It helped the Atlanta Hawks. We beat the Pelicans. I know Derek Quin was talking a lot of noise, saying couldn't wait for this matchup. But tonight, only in 19 minutes, he had 10 rebounds and 6 points. So
good job.
At the end of the day, I think the Atlanta Hawks definitely takes that round as well and takes the season series versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Getting back in the win column, that's what you want to do. You want to stay there in that win column as long as you can.
Right.
And remember, we're getting ready to go on a West Coast swing, so it was good to get this win in before we get to moving.
And
So
the trade deadline is vastly approaching, February 5th.
Yeah.
And to your point about Luke Kennard, Lou Will said it last year. He said when you see somebody getting a lot of minutes who normally doesn't get any, they're on the move.
They're on the move.
They're on the move, and we can tell that. So Luke Kennard, he's
Luke
more
been
than
playing
likely,
lately.
Yes, he has. Luke has definitely been playing.
Shoot the ball, Luke.
Yeah,
Shoot the ball.
Shoot. you know, he misses, and you try to.
I'm
pass
clowning.
it back to
I'm
him.
clowning.
He's like, hey, take another one. You know, but anyway, yeah, I get it. I'm glad that we're able to laugh at this again. Situation was tough, but. Listen, Trae Young, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for all the time that you spent here in Atlanta. Good luck in Washington. This is.
That's why I don't buy. That's why I don't buy jerseys now.
Right. It's brought to you.
They never stay long enough.
Now, when you download
my bad.
I think I got the Kalshi. Anyway.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying that's why I don't buy jerseys now, man. Right. They don't ever stay long enough. Nobody finishes their career.
Right.
Everybody can't be Kobe.
Right. Or Jordan. Anyway, well, yeah, because Jordan was in Washington.
Jordan was with the Washington. I'll say everybody can't be Kobe or Duncan. I'll say that.
Yeah, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Walter Pollard. That's Chris Tipmore. This is Atlanta Hawks Digest. And like usual, people, we're signing out. Peace.